We start our new topic today, the third precept. So I want to start this morning by reminding us that all of the precepts are guidelines. They're guidelines for skillful means in body, speech, and mind. All of these precepts inform and intersect with one another. At the core, all of them are about cultivating non-harm and goodwill as best as possible. In other words, they're about developing our sila, our ethical conduct. So here's the third precept. Aware of the suffering caused by sensual, sexual, and bodily misconduct, I undertake the training to not misuse or disrespect living bodies, my own, others, and those of the natural world, and form the intention to take responsibility and learn how to respect and protect the safety and integrity of all living beings. At the heart of this precept is cultivating respect for this body, for this sensual human beingness. Recognize, appreciate, and care for its sensibilities, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongue, the whole body, and the mind. Out of this kind of respect for these bodies, respect and compassion for other sentient bodies is possible. This body is really quite an amazing package, and one deserving of respect. Certainly, that's the way the Buddha saw it. So let's consider the body from his perspective. The Buddha understood this body, complete with a human mind. He understood it as a temple, a refuge, as our retreat hut, out of which we practice whatever our spiritual practice is. These fleshy walls are sacred. Now, for within them, they contain all of the conditions needed for waking up. Now, that's quite a marvel. No need to go to Home Depot to pick up a part. It's all right here. And it houses the heart mind. It houses the chitta, and it animates the chitta, which is what allows the chitta to learn and to think, to speak, and to act. So what would it be like to treat your body as if it was a temple? Try it out. What might that feel like, especially if we're critical of them? This line of investigation asks us to step out of our view and into a mindful view, gazing through the eyes of a beneficial presence. Now, how might that affect how we relate to our bodies? Ehipassiko, come and see for yourself. Check it out. The Buddha also saw this body as a vehicle, as a tool, an instrument for awakening. Interesting comparisons. Given how it's built, there are 6 sense organs that each operate alone and together to the best of their ability, and out of which our inner and outer worlds can be experienced. And this sensory information can be used to lessen suffering and move toward ease of well-being. Well, this is what the Buddha discovered using his own fathom-long body. And that's 6 feet, by the way, fathom. In fact, he considered being born human in a human body and in this human world to be very lucky. For as a species, as a life form, human beings encounter enough of the messy mix of joy and sorrow, of sukha and dukkha to tenderize and condition the heart toward compassion, appreciation, and wisdom. Being born human is a blessing because we can use what is happening in our lives as kindling for our practice, as lessons for cultivating the heart. Furthermore, if you believe such things, in Buddhism, being born human is considered to be quite rare and special, a wonder, really. The odds being similar to that of a blind sea turtle who swims up to the top of the ocean once every 100 years and happens to poke its hole through the yolk floating on the surface. That's how rare it is to be born human. So let's honor this vehicle of life. Here we are today, right now. What a wonder. What a rare and precious gift being born human. And this is a delicate instrument whose inner and outer body needs care and attention to function optimally. And the being who is breathing it, it also must be attended to and tuned. And since these bodies are always changing, getting older, getting sick, they need constant care and attention as they grow and change. The body's ability to function depends on how we care for it. And once we're on our own, left to our own devices, it's up to us to care for the instrument. So let's look through the eyes of a beneficial presence and watch over and steward the well-being of each part of this complex human beingness. Let's attend to the affairs of the whole of the body, the affairs of the physical form, the affairs of the heart, and the affairs of the mind. This is an invitation, a suggestion, a reflection. Don't wait till there's a problem. Support well-beingness now. Feel for this. Notice when trouble is brewing. Feel for that. Care for the beingness of being alive. The Buddha is suggesting that these human bodies, complete with a heart and a mind, need and deserve that kind of careful, caring attention. Being born human is not to be taken lightly or for granted. It is to be loved, first and foremost, by you. Treat it as if you were a precious vehicle, because this body is. Learn what it needs to run well. What kind of mental stimulation is helpful now? And what kind is hurtful? What stimulates and encourages the heart to grow kinder now, and what doesn't? What kind of physical challenges are helpful for keeping this vehicle healthy as possible now, and what kinds are hurtful? Check it out. As this human beingness ages, things begin to go wrong and wear out. Each human body, heart, mind vehicle is unique. It has different needs, and as it ages, it depends on how we use it, what it actually needs. So listen and offer it, what's there, what it needs. Also discern the difference between needs and wants, because they're different. We may want ice cream, but the body doesn't need it. This human vehicle is created out of flesh and bones, and it is delicate. It breaks, it hurts, and it wears out. So kindly attend. Use it lightly and wisely. All of the hurts and fears that it carries, with time and practice, it can be loved into the fold of mindfulness. Let them take as long as they need to unwind, especially if it has been mishandled and hurt in any way. Let these hurts unwind as and while we are loving them into the fold of mindfulness. We can do this. We can care for the wounds as if a beneficial presence would. And let's appreciate the body's resilience because it works so hard for us. Treat it well. It only lives for such a short time. Treat it with the love and appreciation and respect that it deserves. So imagine, what would it be like if you were to treat the body as a rare and precious gift? What would it be like to consider this body, heart, mind as precious, time limited, uniquely designed, organically made, that a vehicle that can move us toward less suffering and more ease of well-being? What does this body, heart, mind need to function well? What does it need to love all of the wounds into the fold of mindfulness? What might that be like? Try it out. Ehipassiko. We are using only what the Buddha used. He used this fathom-long body to fully wake up. The embedded message is that this is a complete and utter gift to be born into a human body with working sense organs to whatever degree they're capable of working. So let's practice this month honoring and respecting these bodies, these hearts, and these minds, because they all have the same address. They all live together. And how each one is treated and feels affects the other. Let's practice loving everything into the fold of mindfulness. Thank you for your kind attention.